Welcome to the Take a Listing Today podcast, where our hosts Jim Studebaker and Todd Robertson give you strategies to get you out of the office right now so you can take a new listing today. And now, here's Jim and Todd.
Hey, welcome back to the Take a Listing Today podcast. Welcome, I'm Jim Studebaker.
Todd Robertson, and in the corner here, our producer, Lisa Gray in the house.
Look at, I was going to point out my, I'm a producer. I have a producer shirt now.
Wow.
Yeah, that was in lieu of a raise. I got a shirt.
Todd, why don't our shirts say stars on them? Shouldn't that...
They should, actually. We should be in charge of ordering them next time, I think.
At least these have our names on them so they can't get rid of us.
Right, or if we get lost, we just say, hey, what's it say? And they know who we are.
I mean, producer, if Lisa goes sideways, we just give that shirt to the new one, right?
Yeah, just like the cowboy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Actually, this doesn't say my name. It just says producer.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Was that done on purpose?
Wait a minute.
I don't know about that. But anyway, welcome to the Take a Listing Today podcast. And be sure to visit our website. It's takealistingtoday.com. Learn all about upcoming shows. Maybe you could even be on the podcast for some reason or another. We have two outstanding people who wanted to be on today's show. And if we flip to that screen now, we will see them. They are Mike and Mary Palin. Hello there.
Hey.
Welcome on board. Where are you located right now? Naples, Florida.
Oh, Naples, you're not too far from us.
Yeah, why didn't you just drive up here? Would have been nicer. Okay, that's all right. Well, for those of you who don't know who Mike and Mary are, let me read you this brief encyclopedia that they provided for us here. Mike and Mary Palin own and lead the Floyd Wickman Team and are dedicated to preserving and promoting the Wickman legacy. Named one of the top 25 most influential people in our industry, almost every real estate training program in North America has borrowed ingredients and principles from Floyd Wickman. Borrowed is a nice term, not stolen, just borrowed, right?
Well, they've adopted them.
Adopted, that's a good one too. In addition to teaching selling skills, Mike and Mary created a responsibility-based coaching program known as R² Coaching that helps agents and brokers consistently hit their goals, and it's affordable. We will hear more about that on today's show. So they recently recorded and released their 170th weekly podcast, Mondays with Mike and Mary. Todd, we have some catching up to do here if we're going to catch up to that.
We're only about 90 episodes behind them.
Right. So, Lisa, can we start doing these twice a week or 3 times a week? Because at this rate, we're not going to catch up.
I wanted to also, first of all, it's a treat having you guys on, and I wanted to let those of you listening and watching right now, I have a lot of respect for these two for a lot of reasons. One is that you guys have stayed, I was thinking about this driving in today, you guys have stayed in the same lane this whole time. We're thinking about a lot of our colleagues, other people chase shiny object, boom, boom, boom. You guys have stayed in the same lane, which is impressive beyond belief. So if somebody needed help, that's where you go to get training.
Thank you, Todd.
Yeah. So today we're very happy that you have joined us because you have the top 5 biggest challenges facing real estate professionals today. Is that right?
Yes, and if you know those top 5 and you can beat those top 5, you can take a listing today.
Oh, I like that.
Look at that. These are our first guests that are tying in the title to the show. Thank you, Mary. That was very nice.
Would you like a job here?
Yes. What shirt do you wear? What size shirt do you wear? Well, we're gonna give you Jim or Todd's shirt.
What? These are men's shirts. They aren't going to work. Sorry, Mary. But
Right.
But anyway, so tell me, Mike, Mary, how do you know what the top 5 challenges are? What gives you that insight?
Well, as you mentioned, Jim, we have a coaching program called R². It's a responsibility-based coaching program. We'll get into that a little bit later. But what Mary and I are is on the phone or on Zoom every week with producing agents. Every single week, who are sharing their best practices, cutting edge ideas, what's working, and because they're in a confidential atmosphere, one of those mastermind atmospheres, they're generously disclosing what their issues are. Here's what I'd like to accomplish, but this is what's preventing me. I'm feeling this challenge or this problem or this obstacle, and they give each other advice. As you know, Floyd created that Ask the Experts Mastermind interactive technique, And we're going through that with producing agents every single week. Week in, week out. I feel like we get a PhD in real estate.
Right.
Friday, you know.
So it's up to date as well, because every week you hear what is happening right now, what challenges agents are facing.
And they're from all across the country and Canada as well. So you get a real cross section of what's happening in the different markets.
And
Excellent.
some of our students are really big hitters, and some are just getting going, and some have been in a slump, which is why they reached out for coaching. So there's also this really interesting cross section of skill levels and experience levels and different companies. So some are in a traditional model, some are in a no brick and mortar kind of model. So it's really a mishmash.
Some are on their own.
I think that's why we've got that that unique viewpoint.
Right.
All right. Well, with that said,
I say we jump into
Let's
the
do
top
it.
5 and let's help some realtors out there, and we'll give them some answers to these challenges. Sound good?
all right. So Mike, Mary, what is the number one challenge?
Well, I'm glad that we started with this one, because I love the tenor of this podcast. It's very lighthearted.
Very.
But challenge number one is anything but lighthearted.
Right.
And we're experiencing, I think, an unprecedented inventory shortage.
Yeah.
Homes that are listed for sale right now, which is causing all kinds of problems for all kinds of people.
Right.
Now, notice I said homes listed for sale. The houses haven't disappeared. There's still houses out there. They're just not listed on the market for sale right now.
And there's still people living in those houses that are not listed that want to move.
Yep.
And yet we are seeing record low inventory. So each year that you go look at the city, they're like, oh my gosh, there's no listings. Well, 1 year later, there's even fewer than the day they said there's no listings. I mean, it's crazy. I think if you just look at Columbus, Ohio, average listing inventory for years and years and years was somewhere around 10,000 homes. Right now, they're less than 2,000, something like 1,700 active homes. And 4 years ago, they were freaked out because the inventory was so low. So
Right.
Most markets are very much like that.
There are fewer coming on the market, but not that many. What has happened is demand hasn't slowed down at all. If anything, it's increased. That whole millennial generation is now reaching home buying age, family expanding age. So I get asked this about once a month. Is this bubble going to burst sometime?
Yeah.
It won't, because demand is real. This is not artificially inflated like it was about 9 years ago. You remember that. We all tried to forget that market. But no, this is a demographically driven demand that's going to continue. But what it's done is, this has become an exhausting market for so many people in real estate. They're just plain worn out. I heard today 35 offers on one house.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're a listing agent,
I mean, seriously.
that's crazy. And if you're the selling agent, how many offers do you have to write to get one
Right.
sale? Because I heard today I've written 6 offers. They still haven't gotten a house they want.
So what's the solution?
What's the solution, Michael?
There's 4 great solutions out there. And the first is the one that we've been teaching forever and that ProspectsPLUS has been promoting forever,
Right.
and that's build a book of business.
Great.
PR,
Nice.
close personal relationships. When you build close personal relationships with a group of 200 of your best referral sources who do repeat business with you and refer their friends and family and associates and acquaintances with you, it's not just who you know, it's who they know. And those are the people, I can tell you dozens of examples of people who had their absolute best year last year, and 90% of it came from their book of business because they had a repeat and referral-based business. How do you get it? Mail, call, see.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, well, go
You
ahead.
know,
Say it
Floyd has
again.
been saying that for years, right? You got to mail, and you got to mail consistently. And that's what you all do. But how many agents out there are saying, yeah, but email is free? Well, yeah, except that the email address that I gave you is the one, my old AOL address that I don't want to ever hear from anybody again. It's got 9,000 messages I never read.
Right.
So mail in the box.
And as I was looking at challenge number 1, it's so interesting because I had a conversation with the realtor 2 weeks ago who wanted to sign up for our 2-year listing campaign, but he'd been on 4 listings and got 0 of them. So when I saw you guys challenge number 1, what hit me, which we all know, is get amazingly great. Have a relaxed sense of confidence at your listing presentation. Like Floyd says, happy birthday, because when you get that at bat, if they're motivated and priced correctly, I mean, that guy that lost 4 in a row, I'm saying, okay, you're not ready to do marketing because you're getting the at bats, but you're not winning. So you need to go back and get stronger, and then we'll put you on a campaign.
Yeah, for all you golfers out there, the toughest golf course in the world is 5 inches long. It's right up here between your ears. You know, I'm not exaggerating when I heard this from an agent today. She said, I'm telling people not to put their house on the market now because it might sell.
Oh, jeez. Isn't that the objective?
Right.
How much sense does that not make?
Yeah.
So get it in your head. Stop saying there's nothing to buy out there.
Oh yeah, we've been on a campaign. Don't say that anymore. Why are you saying that? There's nothing to buy. Because the same number of houses are still out there. Those houses are out there. We've got hidden inventory. We really do. Mm-hmm. And you know what that is. It's people that are afraid to pull the trigger because there's nowhere to go. It's people that listed 4 years ago, 8 years ago, they didn't sell. And if someone would call them or build relationship with them over time, they would list. And it's pocket listings. I just had a student this morning on a coaching call that said, I have 6 people that want to sell their house, just none of them are ready yet. Well, guess what? If you got a buyer, I got an agent with 6 houses that you could, right?
Right, exactly.
Right.
We've got inventory. We just don't have it in the traditional Zillow sense. I think this is the first time in history that there's actually more people with a real estate license than there are listings nationwide.
By the way, there's 1 million listings right now. There's just 1.5 million agents.
Right.
So here's something I heard today also on one of our coaching calls. Maybe it's time we start recommending to sellers that they accept contingent offers so that the buyer puts their house on the market. You know, there's another solution. Not think outside the box. Let's throw the box out. Start rethinking the marketplace. Make a market. What's the curb offer? This is is such a great technique. We learned this from one of our coaching folks.
Here's what she tells a buyer. Go find a house that you like. Here's what she tells a buyer.
Okay.
Yeah. Go find a house you like. I'll knock on the door. And so what she does is they find a house they like, and she writes an actual offer subject to the buyer seeing the house. Yeah. So when she knocks on the door, she's got an offer in her hand saying, these folks would like to buy your house.
Beautiful.
All of a sudden, you don't have to wait for some other agent to list the house.
Right.
You've got your selection of houses out there.
If you're sitting by the computer waiting for some other agent to put a listing into your multiple listing system so that you can show it to your buyer and lose out to 28 other offers, that's not what real estate is today. Floyd said it at the beginning of time when he started all of this, that listings are the name of the game.
That's right.
You know, if you're going to bang your head against the wall for a solid year like he did before he wised up, well, okay, keep doing it. But listings are the name of the game. So you work on inventory. And how do you do that? Well, you find people who want to sell. And if they're waiting to buy something, find them something to buy.
You said that at the beginning of time.
Exactly, the beginning of time. Now that leads us into challenge number 2, downward pressure on commissions. And we were talking about this a week ago. I think a lot of agents, and tell me if you guys agree, I would say a lot of the weaker agents. The strong ones, don't worry about that. But the weaker ones are willing to do stuff and okay, whatever it takes. Okay, I'll go to 4%. I mean, a lot of that's happening out there, true?
It's really true.
Because things sell so fast, sellers are thinking, well, you have very much work to do.
Why pay full boat if it's going to sell in 3 days?
Right.
So there's a lot of psychology.
Yeah, and there's a second factor too, and that is that if you're only doing 1 transaction a year and it's your sister, you know, it's easy to give her a discount, right?
Correct. Right.
Sure.
So yes, you're right. And I love that you said the weaker agent, because the truth is there's no new hesitations, right? I mean, they've all been invented already. We want to try it on our own. We have a friend in the business. We're going to buy one first, whatever it is. This, we think that one of the biggest obstacles right now facing most good agents is that pressure, that downward pressure on commissions. And that all that dialogue's been invented, and it still works.
I got to tell you what one of my students said yesterday. She said, when the seller said to me, what's going to sell in a day or two? Why should I pay you full commission? She said, so if it takes longer, you'll pay me more?
Oh, good response.
That doesn't make sense. So what's the solution to all of this? Well, the first solution obviously is to learn your dialogue, learn your value proposition, because we're not getting paid right now to market listings.
Right.
They don't need marketing. We're getting paid to protect the seller's equity by getting a contract from signature to closing.
Right.
And-
Which means of those 33 offers, which one is the best? You know, there's this misnomer, right? Highest and best. Well, highest frequently is not best. Highest is the highest bidder because they've got the least skilled agent who says, hey, we'll bid high, the appraisal will straighten it all out.
Yeah.
And we'll end up paying less anyway. Well, that's not good advice. You know, write an offer that's going to close. It's the best for the seller. There's so many other factors besides price that make it the best offer, right?
Right.
And there's another solution to this, and that's to build close personal relationships
Oh yeah, that again.
with your prospects and clients, and build a book of business with people who validate and refer you, because they don't argue about commissions. They just know your value because you've been validated with them. But Mary said it best. All the dialogue's been invented already.
Right.
Everything you need to know to say the right thing at the right way at the right time to protect your commission so that they make the smart decision. You know, if you take a comparison of what they get with a normal commission and what a seller receives with a discount commission, and the bottom line is they're going to net less from a discount commission. Just look at list to sale price ratios. It's not in their best interest. They may think they're saving up front, but in the back end, they're costing themselves way more equity than they'll ever save.
So just like always, it starts with mindset. It starts with us as realtors saying, I am worth my commission. You know, tell the Bob story, because he just had a situation. That's a great one.
Bob's prospecting, and his partner, they share business, runs into his office and says, I just found a $3 million buyer. They got $3 million cash. What do I do? He's all freaked out. And Bob's calling old expireds, and he runs across a guy who's got a 50-unit apartment building. And he says, well, would you take 2.8 million? And the guy says, well, yeah, how much commission do you want? This was Bob's dialogue. Ready? He said, all of it.
Of course, right? I'm doing the work. I'm getting you what you want. Yeah.
And now he's working both sides of the transaction. So
Wow. Good
he
for
says,
him.
well, I already have a buyer. Why don't you discount your commission? Wait a minute, I'm doing twice the work here. Taking twice the risk.
Right.
So yeah.
I already have a buyer is so common with for sale by owners,
Yeah.
with people that are saying, hey, there's 1 million buyers out there. We'll have 22 offers tomorrow. You got to have somebody who's skillful at negotiating that transaction, somebody who knows the pitfalls, who's been through it and isn't learning on your transaction. Wow.
Somebody who's skillful.
Can I share this idea with you guys?
Should we let that? Yeah, why not? Sure, why not? Go ahead.
They
Just
don't-
just one.
And they don't even know at the end of this, they get a chance to win a prize. They don't even know this, how much fun we have on this show. But yes, we want to hear
that
your
would be
idea.
good. Let's hear the idea.
Yep.
We got a recording of Floyd rattling off dialogues that will help you protect your commission.
Yes, we do.
What if we offered it to the podcast listeners for free?
Wow.
That would be
What would-
nice.
That's amazing.
That's unprecedented.
We're assuming
Dented. How you say that? Dented.
but
Unprecedented.
maybe not everyone does.
Maybe
so.
you don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go to, tell you what, this is for all your listeners. If you go to Floyd,
You have to, and we're gonna have to create something.
We already did.
Oh.
If you go to Floyd,
Did you forget?
You know, Mike can't function without you, Mary. Sorry.
Not very well, but he can. He'll run into walls every now and again, but he'll be fine.
here's all you have to do. Go to floydwickman.com/ProspectsPLUS.
Oh,
Write it up.
nice. You already set this up. Well
And
done.
There's a free audio download of Floyd Wickman and his timeless commission-protecting dialogue.
Wow.
And I want to say, if an agent listening and watching right now just does this one thing and masters it as if their life depends upon it, where they're competent, confident, and natural, you could take two agents, go and work in the same amount of hours, and that agent will make way more money and have way more fun than the other one. 'Cause-
And
Sure.
they'll take a listing today.
Yes.
Hey,
You know what?
nice.
Mary should almost get a shirt. I mean, she's.
Yeah. or maybe a coffee mug.
We don't have extra shirts.
No, but we do have coffee cups.
Yes.
I don't want to be the producer.
Lisa, your job is safer now.
Lisa's shirt does look better than ours. You just can't see her. She's tucked
Yeah.
away right now.
Yeah, it's fitted and all that.
Memory, we were at an event, it's probably 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I won't tell you the name of the agent, but we were doing this business breakthrough thing, and she calculated how much money she had lost the previous year by reducing her commission. And
Oh,
she determined
geez.
it was $80,000.
Yikes.
Oh,
Wow.
Now,
Wow.
we promised we would never tell her family, and nor anybody else. I mean,
And-
we'll keep her anonymous. But think about this: if you just made the commitment that you're going to figure out what you're worth, whatever that number is, and then charge everybody the same thing, and use dialogue, use technique. But again, it starts here.
Right.
Because dialogue only works when you're committed, when you really believe that you're worth it.
Right, right.
Well, thank you guys. That is an awesome offer for our
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
viewers and
Amazing.
listeners. Thank you very much for that. And I saw a look of terror on Mary's face when you were saying that, but
Whoa!
she'll be okay.
We have to invent a new product now. Whoa.
Now, challenge number 3 might be completely alleviated if everybody listens to Floyd's dialogues, right?
Right, yeah.
They'll no longer be untrained.
Right, exactly. Challenge 3, untrained agents.
Yeah.
That's so for real, and that's happening. We were talking in our pre-production show, and tell me if you guys agree with this. It's so interesting that most agents, right, whether it's marketing or whether it's going to coaching, it's like, oh, I'm going to save money, and yet they want to go out in the field and compete with all these people, and they're competing with people that have been training themselves, train, baby, train. They've been burning it in, so it's relaxed and natural. If you're going to go against that person, that's not going to be good.
Right.
I love how Wickman you are. That's really great. I love you, Todd. It's great.
Love you too, Mary.
Okay, well, maybe we should go on here to number 4. And the number 4 problem is procrastination.
Ooh. I don't think we should rush into this one, should we?
Jim, I wanted to speak.
Can we wait on that? Oh, wait, that's the problem. Procrastinating on, right.
All right.
I wanted to speak to the influx of untrained agents into the market. Brokerage models have changed a lot, and especially in the last 5 years. And an agent who got licensed last year early and just started the business, maybe they don't even have any brick and mortar, but for sure they're probably getting less direction and supervision and guidance, and for sure less management hands-on than they've ever gotten before. I feel for them because they're trying to navigate in a sea of people who are thinking, why are you messing up my deals? You do one a year. How current could you possibly be?
Well, and think about the producers. If you're the listing agent, you've got untrained people making offers and missing things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
if you're the selling agent, you're writing offers and the listing agent is untrained. We just had a situation a couple weeks ago where our agent, our coaching student said, why didn't you accept the offer? It even had an escalation clause. And the listing agent said, it did.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Oops.
I missed it completely.
Yeah.
Well, and so I wrote down the following, and I think the trained agents should, and I think a lot of them are more motivated because, like you were talking about mindset, it's that if this trained agent does not go out and prospect, right, play the numbers game, that potential seller could end up with an untrained agent. It could be a nightmare, like you guys say. It could take them a lot of time. So that trained agent has an obligation to go out and prospect so they can do the right thing for these people and help them get where they want to go. True? So there's an excitement if you're trained to prospect more because you know there's very less competition and they're great at qualifying. They're great at all those things.
That's right.
Well, if you're involved in a transaction with, let's say, a newer agent, someone that isn't getting the direction and management, mentoring, I think it's up to you to communicate more directly and communicate better with these people and guide them into being competent and confident and natural. Yeah.
That's what our profession, that's how we got the reputation we've had in real estate of not being real high skilled. And once you know a really great realtor, you don't think that about our industry anymore.
Right. It's handled, yeah. Boom, that's my personal.
Well, and years ago I worked in sales, and I worked for one company in particular that had a fantastic training program, and it was everything. Knowing how to set that sale up from the first word out of my mouth all the way through to making sure I was speaking with the decision maker. I mean, just that whole process, it was a game changer. And it's funny when you think back to the 80s. I don't know. I mean, I know Jim wasn't there then. He's too young. But, most of us.
I heard about it.
When you go back, back to the 80s.
You've seen photos.
Training was involved in so much of corporations, putting people into new positions, whatever it was, not just in sales. In every position there was training. We've kind of gotten away from that. And I'm guessing there are many realtors out there hitting the ground running, not understanding the power of that. How long is it going to take on the street to learn your job versus getting with a coaching team like yourself, Mary and Mike, ramping up, knowing what you're doing, and now getting out there? I mean, it is invaluable.
And isn't it overwhelming for a new agent, right? All of us that were new agents, Jim was an agent, right? You guys sold, I sold in Bakersfield. A new agent, they don't know what they don't know, right? It's like the old thing, right? Here's the desk, here's the phone, good luck, you're on your own. Well, you pass your real estate test, you take a deep breath, go, boom, I got it. Oh, I found a great brokerage. Well, no, you're not ready to go yet because you're going to get destroyed out there by people playing at a very huge level.
I think most of our training focuses on fair housing and how to fill out forms and how your CRM works. And there's lots of training. So someone feels like they had a lot of training, but they didn't learn real estate specific selling skill. And if Floyd had not come into my life, I'd have failed out of real estate. I can talk to anybody, but it's what you say when you talk to somebody that hasn't given the results.
And I think that's what Todd meant when he said the lane we've stayed in all this time with Floyd. It's selling skills. You need to learn to know what to do and how to do it skillfully.
Correct. And
it's just the mechanics of the business. It's selling skills. You need relationship building. Build that book of business. And then once you learn what to do and how to do it skillfully to avoid the ups and downs, the roller coaster, that's where coaching comes in. Because coaching on a weekly basis creates consistency.
And that's how you avoid number 4, which is procrastination. Have you been procrastinating?
We put off doing
We're going to round to that one next week, right?
Okay.
Right, procrastination. Doesn't that tie into number 5, waiting for things to get back to normal?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Kind of hand in hand. Procrastination is a psychological disease. It does a lot of damage to your self-image when you're procrastinating on things you know you're supposed to be doing.
Well, and there probably is no back to normal, right? We've all heard the phrase new normal, and probably for most of us, it makes us a little itchy, But what is happening today is what we're dealt with. This is the cards we've been dealt. And what the future holds is not in our control. So this is the market. So let's make the most of it. I think I said twice in the last week that 5 years from now, when we're all together and we're talking about what challenges we face, here's what we're going to hear. Gosh, I've had 16 listings on the market. No one's even looked at any of them for 3 months.
I know, right? And they're going to wish they could turn back the clock. Oh my God, give me that market again.
Right.
Nothing left.
We've seen that. We've seen that year after year. I mean, even 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I'd sit around a table, people go, gosh, okay, I really screwed up. If we can go back to that market, God, I will get my skills good. I will not waste that market again.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah. Now,
This is where we're at. Let's make the most of it.
Right.
our format here has been what's the challenge and what's the solution. So I'll speak to the solution to procrastination, to putting things off. If you think back, Jim, Todd, Lisa, Aaron, all of you who are listening, to a time when you were at your very best, your absolute best. Athletes describe it as being in the zone, where you can't make a mistake. Everything falls into place. And it feels great. And then contrast that, think back to when you were absolute worst, in the worst slump of your life, the pits, nothing's working, nothing's coming together. Now, what do those two states have in common?
A belief or mindset or thinking? I don't know.
They have you in common.
The variable is the same person. Okay.
Now, if when things are great, you're thinking, oh, it's the market. I'm just lucky. And when things are bad, you're thinking, oh, it's not my fault. It's the market. It's those stupid buyers and sellers. That's called a lack of ownership, which is why I said our coaching program is a responsibility-based coaching, not accountability. Accountability's gotten a really bad name. People associated with and fear and blame and fault and
exactly. I love the word responsibility for a lot of reasons. Watch, able to respond. Watch, I'm a real estate agent, able to respond to you. I have accountability partners. Boom, I'm playing at the highest level so I can meet your needs in the market.
So
that's beautiful.
What we do is our coaching creates a sense of responsibility. We do it, it's not one-on-one, it isn't mass. It's teams of 8 people who feel responsible to and for each other and then use that mastermind concept. But when you take ownership of the actions you do and the results you get from the actions.
And then you do them consistently.
Yeah, that's a whole different way of approaching management, which is really what coaching is. It's management on a personal level, as opposed to yelling and screaming and finger pointing and blaming and holding a gun to people's head.
Like the Bobby Knight style of coaching, right? Throwing chairs and guard that guy. Why did he score? The parents are up there. Go, don't hurt my kid, jeez.
You know this, Todd, because you've lived this. When you get a group of people working together as a team for a common purpose, in a spirit of harmony, they always produce more than individuals.
And they have more fun, true. And if you have more fun, life is more fun when you win, true? I mean, there's no negatives to it.
So that's what R squared coaching is about. Responsibility is the R. 2 means to a higher power, to a greater degree, more to each other. So
love
that's,
it.
Would we
that's a solution to people who are inconsistent and putting off doing what they know they're supposed to be doing, right?
Lisa, would we have some viewers who might be interested in getting a hold of Mike or Mary and getting involved in their coaching program?
Absolutely. I would be first in line if I were an agent. I mean, after listening to this, are you kidding me? This is going to take your game to a whole new level. And I love the idea of self-responsibility. There are many things that change around us that we cannot control. We can always control ourselves. So that's really where they're starting at. And that means you're going to be successful regardless.
Yeah. So guys, if somebody want to get a hold of you,
some contact information.
How do we do that?
FloydWickman.com.
FloydWickman.com. And I say, since this has been so much fun, and you guys have been incredible, you've poured it out, I say we give them a chance to win a prize, and we, it can't be for marketing. I say it's a place for them to go to. I say $100 gift card, if they get it right, to go to dinner wherever they want. What do you say?
I agree, however...
Is it in the budget? Is it in the budget?
I don't know. We'll figure that out.
I'd really like a coffee mug.
Okay.
How about a gift card or a coffee mug?
Yeah.
No, I think that's a great idea. However, I think since there's 2 of them, they have to get 2 questions correct.
Oh, geez.
And you know what? These are 2 very sharp people, so let's do this.
We're ready.
All right.
I guess.
And then you have to play a song on your guitar behind you.
Yeah, we just saw the guitar. So,
Say you're ready.
So we need a 30-second partial song. Jingle before we end. Here's your question. Jim Studebaker, hit the button and here we go.
All right, here we go, Mike and Mary. I will read you the question and 3 possible answers. Give me the correct answer in the time allowed. Here's your question. In Texas, it is illegal to swear in front of what? A police officer, B, a waitress, or C, a corpse?
This doesn't sound like an easy one.
They are thinking.
$100 gift card to a nice restaurant in Naples.
All right, we'll go with Mary's answer, police officer.
Mary's answer is police officer. All right.
Is that the right
police
answer?
officer?
Oh, you guys would have loved the dinner. It would have been amazing. Oh my gosh.
There's one strike.
You know what though? It's 2 of them, so we give them one more chance on the same question.
All
Come
right.
on.
Second question.
All right. The correct answer was a corpse.
All right, let's give them a new one. That was unfair.
A
That's
corpse.
it.
All right.
We're gonna get you guys a new question. I call that was unfair.
You know, since there's 2 of you, we get two chances as well.
Well,
All right.
and that's unusual. Most people swear in front of corpses, so I mean that was really tough.
Right, because how can they get mad? Yeah.
Not in Texas, you don't.
Heard at my funeral, I don't want them dancing.
I want him saying, look, she moved.
All right.
Oh, that's great.
That'll be funny. All right. Still going for question number 1. The first one correct. Here is your next question. John Wesley founded what Christian denomination in 1738?
John Wesley.
Was it A, Methodist, B, Presbyterian, or C, Scientology?
That's yours.
Presbyterians.
All right. We're going with Presbyterian. Is that the correct answer?
Now wait a minute. In all fairness, this happened with Floyd too. He got the first 2 wrong, and guess what he said? He goes, "Hey guys, it's 3 strikes." So he made us give him one more turn. So we should get the same to
We should. The correct answer, Methodist.
Methodist.
Methodist was the answer.
Funny, because I went to a Methodist church once and I asked them what makes a Methodist a Methodist. No one could tell me.
Apparently that guy does.
Least
I don't
of
know.
all, John, or whatever that guy's name was.
All right. Maybe that was a mistake saying they had to get 2 questions correct. All right.
One question or a jingle on the guitar, a take a listing jingle.
Well, that might not be bad. I mean, we've got a jingle and then we have a cheerleader there, so. All right, one more.
They're going for the question.
Wow.
I would do that too.
They have to get back to the
I'm
beach.
not
They're
a
in Naples
I'm
right
not
now.
a
Right.
performer. I'm not a performer.
Okay, moving on. Still going for the first question to have correct here. Which continent has hosted the Olympics the most times? A, Europe. B, North America. C, Asia.
Are you going to give them a hint? Are you going to
hint?
give them a hint?
Europe.
Give them a hint.
I just heard Europe from Mike Palin.
Europe.
Final answer, Europe?
Is Europe the correct answer?
Yeah!
Oh, thank goodness. We got one.
Oh, you don't have to do a jingle. You don't have to do a jingle.
You
But
guys
still have
just
to answer a
won.
second one.
$100 gift card to whatever restaurant that you want.
But there's only one.
Nah,
Oh, there's only one.
That was the rule.
do not torture them any further.
We're going to torture them with one more.
Oh, jeez.
They got
is,
it right.
This is for everything.
What's everything if they already got a $100 gift card?
And a mug.
All the marbles.
They want a mug. They want shirts. They want.
They
some
want
books.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh, the book. We didn't talk about your book yet. All right. Final question. For double or nothing. No, we probably shouldn't say that. Scratch that.
We've been in trouble more than once. Why not? I mean,
You ready for this?
Ready.
Sure.
Emetophobia is the fear of what? A, blood. B, vomit. C, enemas.
jeez.
All right. Would you spell that, please?
Emetophobia.
From the Latin word
Vomit.
emetsa.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
I hope nobody throws up because I have a case of emetophobia.
It's a fear of it's gotta be.
You think so?
Yeah,
Is that-
because of emetic.
Oh, is that the correct answer? Hey, thank goodness!
Thank you, guys. That was awesome.
Why is there no cheering over there?
Cheers. Thank you, guys.
We love you. Thanks for having us.
Mike and Mary Palin, keep up the great work, you guys. Thank you.
Right
Thanks,
back
Todd.
at ya.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you for being with us.
Enjoy Naples.
All right, well, that was fun, Lisa. Nice idea.
Yes.
Yes,
yes.
that was great.
Are we done?
Yep, we're set. You guys have a wonderful day. We're going to have your contact information in the show notes. And
And thank you for the
All right.
dialogues. Thank you for the dialogues for our listeners, you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Today's podcast was brought to you by Prospects Plus, featuring postcards, the market dominator, anything you need for real estate success. So go visit them at prospectsplus.com. And Lisa, we're going to put Mike and Mary's information in the notes on our
Got
show,
it.
right?
Including that nice free giveaway. I mean,
Yeah.
run, don't walk. Run to your
Yes.
computer, type it in,
And burn, baby, burn. You got to burn
and
that in.
memorize. Fall to sleep listening to it. You must memorize.
You'll dream about it after
And
that.
then you're going to want to call them and get in on their coaching. Like
Nice.
pronto, man.
I like that. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.